All right, you guys, I'm doing something different today. So I am trying to spec out my laptop, and it's been underperforming. So this is an old laptop I've had. It's a Dell Inspiron 7000, 15, 7000, whatever. And this is one of those that's basically supposed to be very portable. You can fold it all the way, use it like a tablet, two in one, whatever. But it's also very nice laptop. It's for when I got it. So it's an i7 core, and it has NVIDIA GeForce graphic card on it. And the weakness in it right now is the RAMs. So it has about 16 gigabytes of RAMs, and I'm trying to see if it's modifiable, if I can adjust it and increase the RAM on it by doing some work on it. And secondly, I want to see what's the RAMs that's on it right now. Is it 2 slots or 1 slot? So I can figure out what's configuration should I do to increase the RAMs on it. So I want to make it 32 gigabytes, which is the max that I can handle. And hopefully that will improve the performance. I think the battery is swelling on this baby, so I will check what kind of battery it is first, and I'm gonna order a battery replacement for this. So let's see if I can first figure out a good angle for you to see this. So it's pretty much, let me see, find an angle that I can, yeah, I'm just gonna point it at it at this point, because that's probably the best I can do. And as long as you can see it, we should be good. So I'm gonna take the screws on the back and see what's under this. I've never took this apart, so this is, we might get some hiccups in the way that it pops or whatever. But all you need is a screwdriver usually. And this is, so the ones that comes with hinge usually are tricky. They have some problems. So we'll see. This might be a problem, might be straightforward. We'll see. I'm hoping there's no problem. So let's see if I can show the whole thing. Perfect. So I'm going to start with this. Take off the first screw. So the main problem is this laptop is so slow, and it's been kind of glitchy, where like while you're working, it will do like tick, tick, tick. So even like the mouse motion is not straightforward. So it's a sign of a major issue. And I've noticed the internet browser is taking so much RAMs. It's maxing out the RAMs to like 80%. And it also could be a sign of another problem, but I'm gonna need to like a better RAMs on this thing either way. So I'm gonna upgrade it either way and then see what else can I do. The only thing is this laptop has a software license for Siemens, which is worth about 10K. And that's why I can't like really get rid of the laptop. That license is very valuable, so I have to transfer that license somehow, and which is something I've been struggling with. It just won't let me transfer the license because it's so slow. Like when I open the Siemens automation license manager, it starts being very buggy. So let's see, I'm gonna update the RAMs, update the battery, and then if things are bad on the software still, I'm gonna have to flash it, format it, and reinstall a new Windows, which is kind of a problem because the Windows that's on it, it's just came with it, and I don't know how to basically get a copy of the same Windows, because I don't think they allow you to reinstall it unless you have like a, I don't know, a way to like say, oh, I own Windows, which I don't have a way to prove it. But anyway, this is very odd. I don't see anything that can pop. The edge of this laptop is very weird, and this might be a tricky one. So I'm gonna get a tool that I have for this, see if that will help. And then I think I'm gonna try to take the screws all the way out. That way I don't lose any of them. Don't want to lose these screws, to be honest. They're very tiny and they'll drop so easily. But yeah, they're not coming out all the way. So they may not want to go. Okay, they're staying. All right, so let's see. Interesting. So it's like flushed with the surface of the laptop. That's how it's designed. So, not sure how to pop this open. This one is going to be tricky. It's literally the keyboard cover that needs to pop. And I don't know how to do that. There's not even a gap that I can fit anything through that will make it pop. So I wonder if there's a specific way for this model to pop open. So let's do something. Let's flip it like this. And see if there's an edge here I can get hold of right by the bench. And grab it by the bench. Interesting. Also, there's a little gap here. Looks like there's a dent on the side somehow. If I can get something thin enough. Fortunately, it has to be a metal. So I might scratch it. Maybe yes, maybe not. I don't know, man. How does this pop? Let's try the plastic popper thing. Alright, so unfortunately I'm not at the office, so I only have limited stuff at home. My office is in Southern California and my home is in San Francisco. So it's not very easy to go home. I mean, to go to the office if you're missing something. But I still have few things here to get the job done, I would say, for most cases of my work. All right. Oh, I hear popping. So it looks like we're doing the right thing. We're on the right track. Sounds like it. Okay, that's another popping. Okay. Okay. Oh, this one is tight. So this is not very... It popped, but it's not enough for some reason. It's like very rough on the plier. Okay, that's good. My robot is talking to me. It's making like R2-D2 noises for some reason. Okay. So like it's popping, but not enough. Okay, so that was another one. Okay, that's a good one. Okay, we need another popping here. Come on, you can do it. So tight. All right, so, all right. That was a little tough one, so hopefully I didn't break it. Man, this laptop is tricky. I don't like that. Why does it have to be so complex? Just pop the darn thing. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't know where's the cables at in this thing, so I don't want to damage a ribbon cable or something trying to pop it. Also, I don't know if all the screws are, because sometimes they'll bind a little bit and it will prevent it from going out, which is, you know, a problem. So this one, like for example, it seems like it went back in. Just so annoying. How did it even go in all the way? That's so weird, man. Okay. All right, I think we have enough motion to say it's popping. Pop, pop, pop. Okay. So this side, oh shoot. All right, let's see how this open. From this side, it sounds like I said, they bind a little bit with motion. Oh, got it. Okay. So nothing fell off. It means we're pretty clean. We did not damage anything. So as you see, here is, let me give you a better angle of what we did so far. All right, so that's the laptop, and god damn, the battery is about to explode on this thing. It's literally has 3 cells fat. This one is like the fattest, and then this one, and this one. This one is the least. But we know it's a 65 watt-hour battery. It's a standard rechargeable lithium ion. And what else we know? I'm gonna get the cleaning brush to clean this. So we pretty much kind of save the battery before it breaks the laptop and kind of explodes. It's pretty much about to explode. It's like at the edge. So we're gonna do some cleanup, but the most important thing is the RAMs, because this is really what we're worried about. So the annoying part, it has 8 gig by 8 gig. This means I need to get rid of these two. Oh, actually there's one empty slot. So that's pretty good. So that means I can just add an extra one and then see how the performance changes. And then if I want, I can replace this one, add another one, just get rid of one instead of getting rid of two, which is nice. It also means, so this one has 16 gigabyte one RAM. It means I don't need to get rid of the second one, because the max it can take is 32. So all I need to do is add another 16 here, and then I'll have 64. That's actually the best news ever. It means I only need to add one. There's no getting rid of anything, no waste. So this is, let's start with the soft brush. So the hard disk is here. This one can take one hard disk, looks like, which is pretty decent. It has 500 gigabytes of hard disk. That's more than enough to do what I needed to do. I have almost like 100 gigabytes empty on the thing. The main use of this one is for Siemens automation. So that's pretty much all what this laptop is intended to do. The only thing is my main laptop is in maintenance, which means I can't. So I'm using this one, and it's so terrible compared to my main. My main laptop is an Alienware laptop. It has a gaming specs on it, so it's very powerful. And I'm an engineer, so I need like very high specs on my equipment. I run a lot of like powerful softwares, design softwares, CAD softwares that requires a lot of resources. But yeah, so that's kind of the reason. Now let's see. Yeah, so mainly this is the main problem here. I wonder, is this easy to remove? No, it's like, it also has, yeah, I was gonna clean it under. But yeah, I got it actually pretty good. It's not that dirty. Yeah, it looks pretty darn good. Now from cleaning perspective, this laptop looks so clean for an old laptop. Here the other side of it is dirty, but like it's not that bad, to be honest. I've seen a lot worse. This laptop used to live in the office mainly because it's an automation laptop, so I keep it near all my automation equipment, PLCs, DCS, systems, all that stuff. And the office, surprisingly, is not so dusty. I would expect it to be way dustier than that. But it's also in the inside of the office. It's not a warehouse site, which is very insulated. Like inside is very good, so it's it's not too bad. But yeah. So what I use is I have that wipe here somewhere. If I can find it. Where is it? Here. This one is perfect for cleaning electronics. It's like you do one wipe and it's clean. One swipe on it and it's all the way clean. They use them for monitors cleaning, for like a lot of computer cleanings. So I like them. So it looks like there's some dirt here. I don't know what side is that. So usually the side of the fan is the dirtiest side. And it's where the air blow the dust through, in and out, you know, so it gets so dirty. So that's the part that needs some focus, but it's not so hard to clean. Again, I have better cleaning equipment in the office, so I'm just basically using what I have at home right now that's laying around, and it works for what I'm doing. But yeah, it looks like the RAM is, all I need to do is get an identical RAM of this one. The only thing, it has to be the same speed. So let's see what speed is this. I need to take a photo. Use my backup phone for that. And here. So that's, let's zoom in. See what is that. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna take it out. To pop it out, there's two springs basically that holds it, and then you take it out. You clean it. Let's clean it quickly. And then let's check out the, basically, the chip on it. All right, let's see if that's good enough. So one thing you may not know, the way RAMs operate, they really have memory chips here, and they're usually equal in size. Not necessarily, but that's common in the modern designs now. In the past, they used to be different sizes. So say this is a 16 gigabyte RAM, right? And it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So basically each one of these is gigabyte RAM. So there's literally 16 chip, each one of them is 1 gigabyte. And that's how you get the 16 gigabytes of RAM memory. You know, sometimes you'll have, this one is Samsung. It's pretty good. Let's take photo on this side because this is pretty much the side that matters. So it says it's 16 gigabyte, 2RX8, and then PC4. So there's 8 gigabyte on one side, 8 gigabyte on the other side. And then it's 2400T, which is not the best news because the highest speed that this can take is the 2666, which is slightly faster than this. So I'm gonna have to decide if I want to get the exact same one or get something faster and basically max out with the fastest one. So it's either buying one or buying two. I honestly don't know how much they are right now, but they should be cheap because, I mean, right now RAMs are expensive, but this one is an old RAM. So it's a DDR4, I believe. Yeah. And so it's an older version, and there is usually no high demand on the older versions. It's the DDR5 mainly is the one that has the highest demand, and not for laptops usually, but you know, usually it's once they see something they can benefit from, they'll do it. So here, where's the second one will sit? It will sit here. Sticker is not flat, so I'm trying to fix that. But yeah, and I honestly might have some RAMs at the office. The only challenge is to have the exact same RAM type. So they may not be the same type. They may and may not. And I don't have RAMs here. Yeah, so Control C. But yeah, this is the hard disk here. So that's where you store all your information. This is the fan that goes near the CPU. So usually you have the north bridge and the south bridge and the CPU around here. So one of these two is the CPU, and most likely it's this one because it's the largest, but I can't tell for sure because there's really no way to read under this. But yeah, the biggest problem here is the battery, and I have to replace it. If I keep it, it can explode at any time, to be honest. There's no way to guarantee that it's not gonna do that. And I wanna see how long it takes to ship a new battery like this, but we have to take it out. So and I'm gonna have to keep those in one of the small slot drawers that I have, and I'm just gonna put them here, and then later on, or actually I might just put them back in the laptop. Depends on how long shipping takes. Actually, let me see. Let's take them out. I'm gonna see what kind of battery wattage they have for this. I'll get the larger one so it can last longer. But this one is 65 watt hour, which is very small. Okay, so we have to unplug the cable. Okay, it's not coming out easily. All right, so got it out. And here it is. That's the battery. So sometimes they don't come with this cable, so I'm gonna keep it and I'm gonna put it back, and then when the battery comes back I'll check if it has a cable or not. If it's not, I'll just plug it into this battery cable. But yeah, but look at this, it's about to explode, pretty much about to explode. Look how fat these cells are. It's lucky that it did not explode yet. The mouse pad was popping out, which is the first sign to know that there's a problem. Now it's back flat again. Damn. I was literally pushing it out. Yeah. It's actually bent it. It's so bad that it bent the mouse pad. But yeah. I'm just making like a quick look to see if there's anything that's a problem that I need to worry about. What's this connector for? It's literally a loose connector. It's doing nothing. Also, why is the hard disk so loose? Okay. I don't know why it was loose. hard disk was matte. Okay, that's better. And then you have the Wi-Fi module here. That's how you get your Wi-Fi signal. The antennas are here, they go around, they stick out to the closest spot to your laptop to receive the Wi-Fi signal. Two RAMs are here. This is your mouse pad, the keyboard on the bottom. And that's pretty much it. You have the power circuit coming in. I think this is the power. So it comes in here, feeds multiple power distribution circuits, goes here, then goes this way. There's main power here. That powers pretty much most of the intensive equipments like the CPU, and there's another power circuit here. You see multiple inductors. There's a big one here. So you have multiple voltages to power the RAMs, the hard disk, the CPU, and then I believe this one has a GPU. So maybe one of these is GPU actually, and it should be an NVIDIA GPU. And then you got this board. It has USB and the Wi-Fi. And then there's a memory card reader here. So that's a memory card reader that goes here directly. And a fan. But mostly like you have multiple power circuits, because you get the RAM power is different than the CPU power, different than the GPU power, different than the small RTC, the clock basically power. So you get a lot of different power circuits with different voltages, so you'll have to have different power circuit for that. And pretty much the battery is connected here, gets you the power directly. And then so there's the battery management system here, mostly likely this one. Basically charges the battery and it switches between main power and battery based on how much charge you have. And then there's a speaker here. So this is the speaker. There's another speaker here. So that's how you can listen to audio. There should be a microphone somewhere. And the microphone, to be honest, I'm not sure where is the microphone. It has to be close to the edge. It might be actually on the camera, so it might be on the other side of the laptop, the other part of the laptop. But this is pretty much it. So now we took the battery out, we figured out what kind of RAMs we have. So I can add another RAM, and let's close the laptop. And I'm not gonna install the back on it yet. I wanna make sure first that I order a part. So I'm gonna keep it open for now. But I'm gonna do one thing. I'm gonna take a little risk. So I'm gonna power it. To see if it will take power directly without the battery connected and will boot or not. And if it does, I might do a trick and use it while I don't have to put it back together by basically closing it and changing the power setting to keep the monitor on when the power is unplugged. That way, if I want to use it, I can still use it since I don't have other computer. I have to be very careful to not damage anything. So we see the LED power, the LED light turned on when I put power into it. The back pretty much has no power. I mean, like no LEDs. If I turn on the power button, it'll probably have some LEDs on. So I can see some LED here. The main LED is on, the screen is on. And let's see if it's gonna boot. So if it boots and loads Windows, this means you could use it upside down like this with no issue, which will look cool, but will not be safe. Yeah, it looks like it can work just fine like that, no issues. So what I'm gonna do is I'll turn it off and make sure I put it somewhere safe. It's even connected to the Wi-Fi and everything. It says there's no battery. If I click on the battery, zero power. Let me see, power button here. Shut down. Luckily it's a touch screen, so it's easy. Shut down anyway, it says. Yeah, shut down. Yeah, so looks like we can use the laptop without connecting the battery. So it's safe to operate with no battery. That being said, to be honest, I might put the cover back on and wait until I get the battery. So let's play it safe. Let's not risk it. It's just gonna be more work later to take it back and put all the stuff back on. So let's do this. Gonna put the battery screws back to where they belong. That way we don't lose them. Again, it's an additional step to do later on, but will also prevent losing the screws. I don't have screws here, so if I lose them, there's no replacements. I have a lot in the office, but not here. And let's put this one on. Make sure to put the right screws. So we got one, two, one, two, one, two. So total 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. What's this one? That's not it. It's probably for the back. This one doesn't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we just have 5 screws. So there should be one here and one somewhere here. Let's pretend that it's here. So you got the connector is over there. Meaning this should go like that. There's 1, 2, 3 here. Let's just go. And then okay. It's very not obvious location. So I have to again. We already 2, 3, 4. This one goes here. There's a lot of holes for the back, so gotta make sure you put the right screw in the right hole. Otherwise, you can hurt it later. It'll work, but it will hurt. You gotta make sure your laptop is happy and you're giving it a pleasant experience, not a torture. Everyone wanna have fun, so let's not do things wrong. All right, looks good so far. This is a bomb. Basically, it's about to explode at any time, this battery. So I'm gonna have to recycle it carefully. I actually have a friend that will have a startup related to battery recycling, and they would love to get their hand on this to record it exploding, basically. All right, so let's put everything back on in this. Yeah, we got things where they belong. Let's pop this in the right position. Then you hear all these poppings, means things are okay. Now let's screw the ones that are still in place. So it looks like the 4 front ones came out, and then the side ones are good. The central one is arguably the most important one. And then I would say the corners are pretty darn important. So luckily we didn't break anything. Usually when it's the first time to work on a laptop, there's a higher chance, especially if you've never worked on a similar laptop, there's a high chance that things can break, but luckily this was a smooth ride. All right, and then the other 4 screws are here. I have all of them. Again, very lucky to keep all screws. Yeah, I like this laptop. It's metallic. Everything is made out of aluminum, so it's very rigid, and like it feels good when you are holding it. It's cold. Usually its heat dissipation is very good, especially if you work it so hard most of the day, the way I do. But yeah, the laptop is ready to roll out, and it can run safely now. It will not explode in my face because the battery is not there anymore. Now this laptop is basically a desktop since it does not have a battery, meaning if you lose power, you lose everything. So don't lose power, pretty much. And then I'm gonna connect the HDMI here. And it should be good to go. Let's see. As you see, it's loading. It should work. There you go. Boom. So that's connected to the screen and it works just fine. No issues. Let's load it, see how that goes. So interestingly, oh, it started without a password, which is so weird. I don't know how that happened. It's not supposed to start without a password. So whatever happened, bypassed the password here, and I don't know, man, it feels so, well, I guess it feels the same. All right, so yeah, looks like we did a good job and it's working. It's back alive. And let's see, I'm gonna do a few quick changes. Mouse pointer and touch. I'll change the color of it. See this one, custom. Add another color. I'm gonna make it something bright. So like this. That's pretty good. And then increase the size of it. That's too big. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty darn big now. Exit. That's pretty cool. So that way when I do live stream, you can like see the cursor very good. So we're good to go. All right, you guys, here we go. Things are working. I'm gonna do some experiments on this to see if there's any performance change from changing the battery. Sometimes, bad batteries can have heat issues, and that heat issue can be translated into performance issues in the laptop. So maybe removing that timed bomb inside the laptop actually improved the performance. So we'll see. But either way, I'm gonna add another RAM. So I took a photo of that old RAM that we had here, and I'm gonna get a matching RAM and increase it to 32 gigabytes instead of the current 16. And then let's see. So based on what I see so far, the performance might have been improved just by replacing the damaged battery. So I'm gonna start actually streaming on this laptop, and I'm gonna stream on YouTube and then see how that work out. Let's put the chat in the system here, make it part of it, and this one can go somewhere here. Doesn't go. Okay, it's fine. Where is the camera? Looks like the camera is not showing up yet, and I don't know if that's needs a refresh or if it's good to go and it's just a slow, because I don't know how this is performing right now. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna open TIA Portal, which is a Siemens software. It's pretty resourceful. It requires a decent computer to run. So let's see if that does anything and if there's an improvement on the performance or not. There is, I already did a lot of settings changes to increase the performance. So I did modifications on the hard disk settings, and I did modification on the apps that runs in the background. I canceled all of them. I put the focus of the computer on performance rather than graphics. So we'll put the resources on the performance more than how things looks. And then I got rid of a lot of temporary files in the download, and then had more free space now on the hard disk. And then I changed the RAM's resources allocated to focus on the apps running rather the apps running in the background. So you have two options. You can set that up in the configuration. And then I canceled the laptop remote option. So I have an option that allows me to access this remotely. I canceled that out all the way. And then let's see if that does any performance improvements. The app is still loading. So far it didn't start yet. and that's most likely means it's not all the way good. Just to share your camera, allow, and let's see if this works. Microphone, no microphone, start. Theoretically, the camera setting should still be the same, but there's a chance I need to recreate it because I don't see anything on the camera stream at the same time. Yeah, well, not sure, we'll see how the performance acting. So what I'm doing is I'm streaming and I'm recording my stream, and that recording basically will, so I'll play that recording later and see if it's glitchy or if it's continuous smooth. If it's smooth, it means the problem is fixed. It means there's nothing holding the laptop from putting the best performance into OBS app, which is the streaming platform I use. And then if it doesn't, it means there's other problems that I need to take care of, and I have to, like in that case, increase the RAMs. That being said, this computer is to have the same number of RAMs and run all the softwares with no issues. So there's obviously an additional factor that's causing issues. So we'll find out once the Siemens software runs. We'll see how everything goes, and we'll go from there. But yeah, when I'm done with this, I might actually stream on Twitch and do some like video game streaming. We'll see. So I'm gonna close the camera. Obviously the camera is not connected to this. That was like my best way of seeing the performance of OBS and the speed, because when the camera is glitching, you get that motion, like that interrupted motion, like instead of like just natural smooth motion. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know if there's another way to test. Let me run another crazy app that takes a lot of resources, which is FreeCAD. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a free CAD software that allows you to design like mechanical designs, and basically it's free. You don't need to buy a license for. I use it for my streaming, for my AI platform. So I have multiple startups. One of my startups that I'm active mostly on right now, putting some resources into it because it's new, is an AI startup that basically does vibe engineering. It's called iOrchestra. The other startup that I run, which is like the biggest one, is the flying car company. So I have a company called InvoStation. We make flying cars for personal transportation. So we have like vehicles that fits 3 passengers, and they're so cool. They're like the coolest flying car you've ever seen. They look literally like a flying saucer. They're round and they have the propellers on the inside in circle, and fit 3 passengers. The passenger sits in circle. It's pretty cool technology, and it pretty much looks like a flying saucer, but it's like a large drone to transport people. It's called InvoStation, which is, so this account that I'm streaming from is the account of that flying car company. So I use that 3D design software in my stream for the AI company to show how I do what is called vibe engineering. So vibe engineering basically is similar to vibe coding, if you've heard of that term. Vibe coding is coding with no software engineering experience or computer science experience. Vibe engineering is engineering with no engineering experience. So you can build electronics, you can do mechanical engineering. So we have automation, robotics, and simulation. So these are the 5 agents that we cover right now in our platform. And you can do it with no experience. You don't have to have even a college degree to engineer stuff with the AI platform. So it just allows you to talk to it and tell it what you want to build, and it will build it for you, which is kind of crazy, So I've did few demos to showcase the power of that tool. So I just talked to it to build an iPhone charger, and it built an iPhone charger. And then I've been doing the demos, and I'm trying to show how powerful the tool is. So I started designing a rocket that's designed to go to the moon with the platform, and it's going so good. I'm literally designing a rocket designed to go like to deep space to handle moon radiation and land on the moon, literally with the AI platform. So you can do anything. If you can design a rocket to go to the moon, you can literally do anything with that tool. And it's just an AI tool that lets you engineer stuff. And all you need to do is talk to it, tell it what you want to build, and then it will build it for you. So you don't have to, have any, educational experience or background to be able to operate it and build cool things. So it's pretty cool. I'm going to build some other things when I'm done with the design of the moon rocket. So I'm gonna do like some robots. I'm thinking of building like a robot kits that has multiple shapes of robot that people can use to teach their kids robotics. So that'll be also a cool thing to build. But I'm also looking into moon shots, like literally moon shots, like the moon rocket that I'm building. And I might build like a satellite, whatever, like anything that I can think of that's so complex I would not be able to build it with my existing skills and experiences, just to showcase how powerful the AI tool is. But yeah, this it's pretty cool. Based on what I see right now, the FreeCAD literally have not even started. TIA Portal just launched. Oh, now they're both launching at the same time. So I would say it's still very slow, but there is, once they load, we can see if there's any improvement or not. So far it seems like, yeah. So Siemens software launched, and the CAD software launched as well. Let me open some 3D design and then see how it goes. So this design, it says BIM example. So they have an example, 3D examples basically you can open. I'm just gonna turn this to the screen so you can see what I see. And then basically, it's trying to make sure I'm not an AI, so it gave me a puzzle to solve while I'm streaming. But yeah, so basically there's multiple examples. So let's open this one. Not sure, did I click on it? It's loading, so doing that loading sign. So we have to wait for it. It's pretty slow as is, but you never know. It says BIM architecture. So this must be something has to do with architecture or engineering. So we don't know what's that term mean. I could pull up my AI tool and ask it. I will explain exactly what that means. So let's actually do that. Let's pull up the AI tool. So the AI tool that I built, that's basically allow you to engineer, called iOrchestra. And we can open, all right, so the browser memory remembers every tab you opened in the past and then opens all of them at once, which really fucks up your stream, not your stream, your performance basically. So let's close all of that and just pull up. Oh man, it literally opened the same window twice. So I'm gonna close this all the way. And close this one too, close this one too, keep this one. They have this one here. Okay. And then I don't know what happened to text when I changed from to like compromise on performance rather than graphics. It messed up the text So I might have to change the font on the PC into something that's easier to read. Because literally, like, you can't read that shit. But yeah, so this is the AI tool here. I don't know what's this. Tab over there. Yeah, close it. And let's talk to it. So you can see it here.
Greetings, operator. I'm your mechanical interface orchestra. I coordinate the gears and the bots so you can lead the swarm like a maestro of metal. Ready to roll out, link up, and bring these machines to life?
Hi, yes, I am ready. I'm actually using FreeCAD software and I'm trying to just open some examples, and I saw something called BIM and then BIM architecture, and there's a BIM example. I wonder what's the BIM term means.
I am looking up the meaning of BIM in FreeCAD for you right now. BIM stands for Building Information Modeling. It's a comprehensive approach used in modern architecture, engineering, and construction to create and manage digital representations of buildings and large structures. In FreeCAD, the Arch Workbench provides tools for BIM modeling, allowing you to create parametric objects and export models in the IFC format for collaboration.
All right, that's pretty cool. Thank you for explaining. Now, I'm loading the BIM architecture example, and it says in the bottom of it, it's 98%, so it's about to load. Do you mind giving me some ideas on what can I do with that example to showcase FreeCAD capability, basically? And it just opens.
That's great. Since you've just opened the BIM architecture example in FreeCAD, here are a few ideas to showcase FreeCAD's capabilities. First, you could explore the model by navigating around it in 3D, highlighting how FreeCAD handles complex architectural structures. Then, try selecting different components like walls or windows to demonstrate how BIM models contain embedded information such as materials or structural properties. You could also show how easy it is to modify a parametric object, like changing the height of a wall, to illustrate the flexibility of BIM in FreeCAD. Finally, to showcase collaboration, mention that you can export this model in the IFC format, allowing it to be shared and opened in other BIM software, perfect for collaborative construction workflows.
All right, so I selected the wall. It gave me here some of the components. They call it concrete wall south. If I click the other one, it says exterior wall. There's this one. They call it border beam east. And I bet you these are like architecture terms. Roof slab. Yep, I know for sure roof slab is used in architecture because, you know, I used to work, I'm an electrical engineer. I studied electronics. I used to work for a utility, and then we did projects that requires, you know, like have multiple components for basically Big Creek power plants and 7 powerhouses of hydraulic generator plants, and it's 1100 megawatt plants, massive in California, and we have structural engineers that does the structural stuff, and the term slab comes up a lot, you know, and that's what it is, that's what it means. But yeah, and this,
It sounds like you have a lot of experience with large-scale projects, which is fascinating. It's true that terms like slab are fundamental in architecture and structural engineering, referring to the flat, horizontal elements that form floors and roofs. In BIM, each of those components you mentioned, like concrete wall south or border beam east, isn't just a 3D shape. It also carries a wealth of information. This includes details about its material, its properties, how it connects to other parts of the building, and even its thermal or structural characteristics. This data-rich approach is what makes BIM so powerful for managing complex projects like the ones you've worked on. It allows for advanced analysis, clash detection, and more accurate cost estimations, which are crucial for success in such massive undertakings. It's a completely different approach from traditional 2D drafting, wouldn't you agree?
yeah, I agree. Now, quick question for you, like if I want to turn around the building and basically like use my mouse to turn around and show the other sides of the model, how do I do that with FreeCAD?
To rotate the view of your model in FreeCAD, you typically hold down the middle mouse button and drag your mouse. If you want to pan the view, hold down the Shift key and the middle mouse button, then drag. To zoom in or out, you can use your mouse wheel. This allows you to inspect all sides of your BIM example.
So you said hold on the Shift key and press the middle button?
That's correct. To pan the view in FreeCAD, you hold down the Shift key on your keyboard and then press and hold your middle mouse button, dragging your mouse to move the view around. This is different from just rotating the view, where you would only use the middle mouse button. Is that clear?
It's not working. I'm clicking Shift and the middle mouse button is doing nothing. This is a FreeCAD 1.0.2, if that matters.
I see. It sounds like the default navigation settings might be different in your version of FreeCAD. Or perhaps you're using a different mouse configuration. FreeCAD offers several navigation styles that can impact how you interact with the 3D view. Could you please confirm which navigation style you currently have selected in FreeCAD? You can usually find this in the Preferences under Display or by right-clicking in the 3D view and looking for a navigation style option. Knowing this will help me guide you to the correct controls for rotating and panning.
Alright, so let's look for that. 1 second.
Take your time, I'll wait.
So I click the view and then I don't see navigation in view.
Thank you for checking. The navigation style setting is usually found under the main FreeCAD preferences, not directly in the view menu. Could you please go to Edit Tiers, Preferences, or FreeCAD Preferences on a Mac? Once the Preferences dialog box opens, look for a section related to display or navigation. There, you should see an option to select your 3D navigation style. Let me know what options are available there.
Alright, so I clicked on Preferences and let's see where can we find navigation in there. In Preferences.
Okay, once you're in the Preferences. Okay, in the Preferences dialog, you'll typically find navigation settings under the Display section on the left-hand side. There should be a navigation tab or a subsection within Display. Can you locate that?
Oh yeah, I clicked on it and it's a 3D navigation, mouse is cat. Is that what we're looking for?
Yes, that's exactly what we're looking for. CAD as a 3D navigation style is a common one. With the CAD navigation style selected, here's how you should be able to manipulate your view. Rotate view. Hold down the middle mouse button and drag your mouse. Pan view. Hold down the middle mouse button and an additional mouse button. Often the right mouse button, but sometimes the left depending on your setup. And drag your mouse. Zoom in out. Use the mouse wheel. Try that out and let me know if it works for you. If not, we can explore other options or adjust the specific button assignment for panning within the CAD style.
Oh, it works. Thank you so much. That's exactly what I'm looking for.
Excellent. I'm glad that worked for you. Being able to easily navigate your models is essential for effective design work. Is there anything else I can assist you with regarding your FreeCAD project or any other mechanical engineering tasks today?
Not yet, but I would appreciate if you stay on with me. Alright, it's pretty cool. So say I want to add, like, if I want to click on a floor and add some objects, how do I do that?
To add objects to a floor in your BIM example, you'll generally use one of the architectural workbenches in FreeCAD, such as the Arch workbench or the BIM workbench. First, you'll want to ensure you have the correct workbench active. You can switch workbenches using the drop-down menu at the top of the FreeCAD interface. Once you have the Arch or BIM workbench active, you can then select the floor you want to add objects to. Choose the specific object type you want to add from the workbench's tools, e.g., a wall, a window, a door, a structural beam. Use the workbench's placement tools to position the object on or relative to the selected floor. The exact steps might vary slightly depending on the specific object you are trying to add. Do you have a particular object in mind that you'd like to place?
I want to place maybe a table, but I also don't know what workbench I have. Where do I find the workbench again?
To find which workbench you currently have active, look at the top of your FreeCAD interface. There should be a drop-down menu, usually labeled with the name of the active workbench. Click on it to see a list of all available workbenches. To place a table, which is more of a furniture or interior design element, you might find suitable tools in a different workbench than the Arch or BIM workbenches. The part design workbench, or even just the part workbench itself, can be used to create custom shapes, or you might look for community-contributed furniture libraries. Once you identify your current workbench, switch it to either Arch or BIM to start, as they have tools for placing objects within the architectural context. Let me know what your current workbench is named.
All right, it's a part design, and I clicked on it. Should I change it to architecture or BIM?
The part design workbench is excellent for creating individual solid parts with features like sketches, pads, and pockets. However, for placing architectural elements or furniture within a building model, you'll want to switch to either the Arch workbench or the BIM workbench. Both Arch and BIM workbenches are designed for building information, modeling, and contain tools for creating and manipulating architectural objects. If you see both, the BIM workbench often offers a more integrated and user-friendly experience for many architectural tasks. So please switch to either the Arch workbench or the BIM workbench to continue.
I switched to the BIM, and it opened the BIM setup window. To be honest, I've never used this software before, and I don't know any of these things and what they do. Can you walk me through what I'm looking at? There's like fill with default value, 3D background, gradients top, plane background, text, preference working unit, blah, blah, blah. It's a lot of settings.
No worries at all. I can definitely walk you through it. It's completely normal to feel a bit overwhelmed by the initial setup windows, especially with software as comprehensive as FreeCAD. Most of these settings in the BIM setup window are designed to establish the overall environment for your project, ensuring consistency and adherence to architectural standards. Let's break down some of the key areas you're seeing. Fill with default values. This is a convenient option that pre-populates many settings with standard, commonly used values. For a beginner, selecting this is usually a good starting point, as it gets you up and running without needing to configure every single detail from scratch. 3D background and gradient. These settings control the visual appearance of your 3D view, essentially what your background looks like. You can choose between a solid color or a gradient, which is purely aesthetic and won't affect your model. Working units. This is a crucial setting. It defines the units of measurement you'll be using for your project. ETRO. Millimeters, meters, inches, feet. It's important to set this correctly at the beginning to avoid scale issues later on. Plain background and text preferences. These again relate to the visual display, specifically how construction planes appear and the default settings for any text annotations you might add to your model. My recommendation for your first exploration is to simply click Fill with Default Values and then Confirm. This will apply a standard set of configurations that are usually good enough to start modeling. You can always come back and fine-tune these preferences later as you become more familiar with the software. Does that help clarify things a bit?
Yeah, it does. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. I'm glad I could help clarify that for you. It's always best to start simple and then dive into the details once you're more comfortable. Now that you've got the BIM workbench active and the setup dialog handled, are you ready to try placing that table? Or perhaps explore some other BIM features in your example model?
Yeah, actually, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So I'm not gonna actually build that right now. So I shut it down. I'm just trying to look at the software, see how it works. It's not too slow, to be honest, with like me having the stream running, Siemens running in the background. So let's open Siemens for example and actually open it. This is where we'll basically load the project and show me how much the computer is performing. With that, let me close the FreeCAD software, and then let's see how that show on the live. It seems a lot smoother than it was before, so I don't know, I feel like this, maybe like the hard disk was slightly moving, the laptop was about to pop from the explosive battery that was inside of it, and yeah, maybe that actually made an improvement. I'm still gonna buy another RAM to improve the performance on this. It's worth it. At least I feel it is worth it. But yeah, let's see how it goes. It's not doing that glitching motion that it had in the past. Like my mouse cursor is just working fine. So I feel like it's a improvement somehow, or some kind of improvement at least. My main goal, if I can actually start recording Siemens automation projects, or like even the CAD projects, building the moon rockets, you know, that would be amazing. Discard, don't save. All right, that's perfect. Now we can focus on Siemens and have it running here. So once this project loads, we can actually see how the performance is, what's not. Oh yeah. All right, so Siemens is loading at the moment. It's gonna take a minute. It's a fairly large software, takes a lot of resources. It's a Siemens TIA portal, which is Siemens' main automation platform that's used to pretty much automate anything you see. That's, you know, whether it's like production line for, you know, Tesla, car production line, you know, or food production facility, industry, utility automation. It does like pretty much most of the infrastructures that you see, or like basically runs our society. It runs on Siemens automation. There's other companies that are competitors with Siemens, but Siemens is like one of the main ones, the most famous ones and most powerful ones. All right, so I'm going to actually stop the stream here. My goal was to do the maintenance on this laptop and stream it, and that's been accomplished so good. So I'm gonna just post that video on YouTube. I might jump in live again with different stream, but that's good for now. Thank you guys for watching, and see you.